Hi boys and girls, welcome back. I'm Ms. Zelaya. Thank you for joining me today. Today we want to talk about some farm animals, some of the most common farm animals that you might see if you ever visit a farm. And we're also going to identify some of the most common facts about these animals. So join me and help me out today. I have my chart ready so we can talk about some of those animals. The first animal I'd like to talk to you about is the rooster and the chicken. So here's the first fact. They are domestic birds. Domestic birds actually means that they live on the farm. They don't fly away far like normal birds would. So these animals, they are at the farm and they also get fed by the farmers. So I'm gonna add that first item here, domestic birds. Next, they have feathers. You might have seen that they do have the wings, and along with the wings have feathers. So I'm gonna add that fact there as well. Next, they lay eggs and they can live 10 to 15 years, which is a pretty long time for those birds. So I'm gonna add that as well to my chart. And the last thing, I wanna add an adjective about these birds because in the morning, if you hear the roosters, they start making their cock-a-doodle-doo. So if I wanted to add an adjective, I would say they can be a little loud. So I'm gonna add that adjective to describe that animal. And I'm just going to connect my facts about roosters and chickens. Next animal we're gonna talk about are cows. Actually, cows have 4 stomachs. Humans only have 1, but they have 4 stomachs. And they also produce milk. And we use milk for all of our dairy items like yogurts and cheeses. So I'm gonna add that to our chart. The next item here for cows, its skin is called a cowhide, and it actually maintains its patterns. And it looks like skin, well, it's called skin, cowhide, because it also contains the hair and it keeps its pattern. So we're gonna add that as well. We have our connecting line. Next, we can see the cows actually can see in color. A lot of animals, they cannot see in color, they see in black and white. But cows can actually see color. So I'm gonna add that as well. And I'm going to connect our facts. And since these facts are so incredible for cows, and I noticed that cows have different patterns. One adjective to describe the cows, patterned. So I'm gonna add that adjective to describe the cows. I'm gonna connect those lines as well. Okay, our next animal is pigs. So, pigs, they have a snout. Our noses are different from theirs, right? Well, theirs is called the snout. So I'm gonna add that fact to our chart here. Each foot has 4 toes. And actually, we have 5 toes. So that's an interesting fact. I'm gonna add that to our chart. And again, I'm going to connect our lines to that fact. Next, they roll in the mud for protection against the sun. Not because they're dirty animals. Yes, they get dirty, but actually they use that to protect their skin from the sun. So that's another interesting fact. And something that was interesting to me is the fact that these are social animals. They love to play with one another, so I feel like they are smart. So I'm going to use that adjective and I'm going to connect that to the rest of our facts. Our next animal that we're going to talk about that also lives in a farm is a goat. And I have my goat here. They have a great balance. They can actually go up on trees and they can also hike on the mountains and they just kind of keep their balance. So they have great balance. I'm going to add that to our chart. They also have 2 horns. And whether they're boy or girl, they actually can have horns. So I'm going to add that fact. And also I'm going to connect that to our other fact. They also have a goatee or a little beard. And mostly it's males that have those little goatees or beard, but also females can also have that. And since both of them could have a lot of hair, I thought a fun adjective to describe goats would be that they are hairy. So I'm going to add that to our chart as another fun fact about goats. All right, so our next animal are horses. So horses can be super fun to think about if we think about the fact they have 4 legs with hooves. Yeah, 4 legs with hooves. I'm gonna add that there. They also eat hay. I bet you guys knew that already. So that's probably their favorite, right? So we're going to go ahead and add that fact. And did you know that the horses can sleep either standing up or even lying down? So that's a fun fact. So I'm gonna add that. And something to describe them. I'm using an adjective to describe the horse. They are super duper fast. So that's my adjective to describe the horses. So I'm going to add that. And our last animal that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about sheep. Yeah, sheep. Did you know they're mammals? Yeah, they usually have their babies the way that normally humans would have babies too. They don't lay eggs. That's what it means. So they are mammals. We're going to add that to our chart. And they have a coat. That means on top of their bodies, it's made of fleece. Yeah, fleece. And then in springtime, their owner shaves it off. The farmer comes and shaves it off. So springtime, because usually after all of the cold from winter, it grows too much, and so they need to shave it off. So I'm gonna add that here, and I'm going to connect it. Next, clothes can actually be made from their fleece. So the fine fleece can actually be turned into clothes, cozy, warm clothes. So I'm going to add that to our chart as another fun fact. And last, I thought, well, if they use that fine fleece, I could describe an adjective, using an adjective, and I would say it's soft. Sheep can be soft if I could touch the sheep. So that's my last fact for these animals. So today we learned about some fun facts that maybe you probably knew, or maybe you forgot, or maybe you didn't know. But today, some of the most common animals that we looked at the rooster with chickens, we looked at the cows, we also looked at pigs, and we also looked at the goats, horses, and sheep. Can you think of other animals that live in the farm? What are some fun things that you know about those animals? Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.